I just picked up a new set of Takomo 301 CBs and they are butter, but I want to play them against my Callaway Apex 23 Pros. Those are $1,500 irons versus these irons. We're going to compare the two head to head with my Garmin approach and see which data we like better. First up, Takomo 9 iron. So we're gonna hit 9 iron, 7 iron, and 5 iron. And after each club, we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison chart so you can see where each one shines. Now, when I was first looking at Takomo irons, I thought I wanted something more forgiving than the 301 CB. I've got a buddy who's a bit of a gearhead, and he tried to convince me that I wanted the 301 CB. So after doing a little more research and seeing that they are fairly forgiving, I decided to give it a shot. And they did not disappoint. So I just got the Hack Motion sensor to tell you wrist positions. Did a couple quick guide starts on it, and I'm already feeling a lot more consistent with my ball striking. If you haven't checked out the Hack Motion, there's a link for it in the description. It can really help you get more consistent with those irons. I just want to say, when Hack Motion reached out to me, I thought this looks like a stupid gimmick, but it really is helping me strike the ball a lot cleaner. Okay, out of all the Takomo shots with that 9 iron, not a single one I would have been sad about. Let's switch to the Callaway. Now, in fairness to my Callaways, I have really enjoyed these irons. Caught that one a little fat. Now, both of these sets of clubs have X-Flex shafts on them. These are the Dynamic Gold S300s. My other ones are the KBS Tour C-Tapers, 130s as well. With these shorter irons, comparing pure strike to pure strike, the Takomos feel so much better. And the Takomo misses yield a much better result than the Callaway. And then I bladed that one. These clubs are shorter, so it's a different feeling going from the Takomo to the Callaway. Obviously getting better results from the Takomos right now, but part of that is that I've gotten used to the longer clubs. There we go. There's a clean strike on that. And it comes in a little softer than the Takomo did. Surprisingly, I thought I was going to lose distance with the Takomos, but I've noticed that I've actually gained a little bit of distance. So that's been nice. All right, side-by-side comparison here. The Takomos were very consistent with their carry, very consistent with the total distance, and they were longer than the Callaways with that 9 iron. Let's move on. Back to Takomos. Now we're going with the 7 iron. The way these Takomos feels is just mind-blowing. Just the smoothest butter. So good. See, I caught that a little toey, but it's still a decent shot. Not at all bad directionally. See if I can get one on the sweet spot here. That was a little better. That's about what I want to see out of the 7 iron, the 170 total. I told you at the beginning I was scared to hit these 301 CBs. That fear went away real fast. Perfect. For me, these things are the perfect combination of buttery feel and great feedback. As you can see, my swing has a lot of imperfections, a lot of things I could work on, but these clubs felt so good. Same thing there. I'm kind of standing up out of it, getting tired. Callaway 7 iron. In the last 20 years, I've gone through 4 sets of irons. Tailor-made rack CGBs, which were the best game improvement irons. Felt so good. Then I switched to AP1s, then the Callaways, and now the Takomos. And I've just never had any irons feel as good as these things do. I was nervous that the Takomos were going to be harder to hit and that the misses would be more punishing. I actually feel like I'm more punished with the Callaways than I am with the Takomos. The Takomos just feel buttery sweet, even on a little bit of a miss hit, while still giving good feedback. All right, so I'm going to hit these last couple of Callaway shots, and then once again, we'll take a look at that comparison chart, this time for the 7 irons. So my average carry and my average total was exactly the same for both clubs, but the dispersion is just a little bit tighter with my Takomos, with the majority landing in the mid-160s. Back to Takomo, 5 iron. Now, the style of the 301 CB is a little bit less forgiving of a style of a club head. You sacrifice a little forgiveness to get a little more control. And I noticed the lack of forgiveness a lot more as I moved into these longer clubs. I definitely struggled a bit more to get that consistent, clean contact. That's about what I want to see. But again, when I was mishitting it, I could feel how I was mishitting it, and it was easier to make adjustments to fix those mishits. That. And lastly, Callaway 5-iron. Let's go. Now, one of the things I always have loved a lot about my Callaway Apex Pros, that was a good shot, is I have been able to hit the long irons pretty consistently. And that was certainly the case today for my first 4 shots with the Apex Pro 5-iron. Same exact shot, 2 yards left. That one should be 15 left and long. 7 left and long. Just didn't quite hit that last one clean. Short. All our shots are done. Let's take a look at the data. So I didn't include that second Takomo shot in the averages just because it was such an outlier. Overall, though, I was able to hit the Callaways a little longer with the 5-iron. Not a big deal. If you can get your gapping right in your clubs, that's really not that important. Overall, I'm very excited about the feel of the Takomos. I'm very excited about the consistency with the short irons and the Takomos. And with a little practice, I'm sure I'll build that consistency with the long irons as well. That being said, the place where you're going to make the most difference on your score, in my opinion, is the shorter irons. So I definitely prefer the Takomos. They're giving me a lot more looks at birdies. They're giving me a lot more par saves. Overall, they just feel better. And they're half as much money. Let's go.